Hello there, and a warm welcome to SA Decides, brought to you by ANN7. Now, this show is designed to gauge the mood of South Africans across the country on how they are feeling as we approach the municipal elections. My name is Audrey Chwanda, and I will be the moderator for this debate. We're coming to you from Durban. They say it is the playground for South Africa. It's also rich in African and Indian heritage, as well as colonial influences. We are in eThekwini Metro Municipality, and we will be trying to find out the issues that are affecting this municipality. And to help us do that today, let me introduce to you my panelists today. From the ANC, I have Councillor Zandile Gumede. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us. She is the mayoral candidate for the governing party in this municipality. To her left, from the Democratic Alliance, we have the mayoral candidate as well for the DA, Councillor Hanif Hussein. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. And to his left, from the ACDP, we have Mr. Wayne Thring, who will be joining us in the debate today. And last but not least, from the IFP, we have Councillor Mduduzi Nkosi. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
well, let this debate start in earnest. We'll start with the ANC. Ma'am, in a minute, tell us what the ANC is about in this municipality.
My name is Zandile Gumede, the mayoral candidate on the side of the ANC. As the ANC, we're not going to be starting anything new because we've been there in the government and we've been doing very well. We've been dealing with youth issues and we've been dealing with infrastructure, and we're dealing with monitoring our budgets in a manner that you guys have witnessed, that we had the clean audits within the city that shows that the ruling party is far ahead, and the community of eThekwini, I'm being honored for being elected as the mayor of eThekwini, and we're going to be moving with the community. Of course, I'll be making sure that all our structures are in place, and of course using our constitution, making sure that everything is in line with our constitution, and moving with the community, because our movement has taught us that whatever we do, it must come from our communities. The most important factor, our city has got lots of youth, and also people are coming from all over. Now, what we are intending to do is make sure that the development that we are doing is also talking to the people that are not residents of eThekwini, but they are just job seekers for eThekwini. We are going to be making sure that we cater for that, and then we move forward.
Thank you, Councillor Gumede. Opening remarks from the Democratic Alliance. Councillor Hussein, what are your priorities as the Democratic Alliance?
Well, Audrey, let me just say that, after 1994, all of us as South Africans, we had hoped that South Africa one day is going to be a better place to live in. And of course, I think we've made many progresses in many regards. But of recent, our country is not moving in the right direction. Crime is in every single community in eThekwini. Corruption has permeated every single sphere of government. Today, almost 9 million South Africans don't have a decent job. What kind of future are they going to have in our country? And of that 9 million, more than half of that are young people who are simply looking for some opportunity by their government to set them on the right path so that they can live with some sort of dignity. But it doesn't have to be this way. Voters on the 3rd of August have an opportunity to bring genuine and real change to their lives and to build a better South Africa. But the only way they're going to do that is if they join hands with a political party that has a track record of delivery. In this municipality, for example, my colleague talks about getting a clean record. What she hasn't told you is that it's taken them 17 years to get a clean audit in this municipality. Now, that's like putting your child through grade 1, and after 17 years they pass grade 1 and then you celebrate. Now, a clean audit is a very basic, fundamental requirement of running a good municipality, because if you don't use your money well, you're not going to deliver well. So if it takes you 17 years to be able to manage your money, it gives you an indication of what has been happening in this municipality. It's going to take at least 50 years for this municipality to be able to clear up the backlog. So anybody out there who's living in an informal settlement, your chances of getting a house is actually much better under the Democratic Alliance than under the ANC.
Democratic Alliance, thank you. I understand your minute is up. We come to the ACDP now. Mr. Thring, what do you think the people of this municipality are in desperate need of?
Well, I think that the ACDP certainly brings a fresh hope to the residents of eThekwini. Myself, being in council for the last 16 years, stand as one of the most experienced councillors, particularly within the Economic and Development Subcommittee that I sit on. What the ACDP offers is certainly what none of the other political parties offer. And we offer councillors and we offer candidates in particular who come with clean hands. No finger can be pointed at any of the councillors of the ACDP with regards to corruption, with regards to, and down in the Western Cape, the DA, there have been cases of corruption against the DA in the Western Cape. Right here in eThekwini, against the ruling party, the ANC, there have been cases of corruption and fraud. But within the ACDP, we offer councillors that are, and candidates that are transparent, that are honest, that are hardworking. A public servant is one who needs to understand, one who goes out and serves the people. The ACDP understands servant leadership. Where others lord their positions over the citizens, the ACDP is one of those political parties that goes out as true servants of the citizens, and certainly here within eThekwini. Over the years, over the last 16 years that the ACDP has been a part of the local government in eThekwini, we have assisted in numerous communities. We are contesting all 100 wards as we have done over the years. We have assisted the youth, we have assisted where homes have actually been dilapidated. The ACDP has actually built homes, and that is with our own money, not with government money, with our own money. Currently, we are assisting young people. There are young people who are having holiday programs. Right now, the ACDP is assisting young people in holiday programs, keeping our young people off the streets, keeping them. So we ask, what are the solutions? The ACDP, not only do we speak about our policies, but we're actually very practical in the implementation of our policies.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll be telling us about some of those solutions as the debate continues. Your 1 minute is up. Last but not least, from the IFP, Councillor Nkosi, tell us what your priorities are as well as the IFP in this municipality.
Thank you, my sister. I think first and foremost, what is important is to have committed people, the candidate that will work for the people. Every elections, when we are launching our manifesto as IFP, we make sure that we sign the pledge. So that is a commitment. Because nowadays we have councillors who are not committed. Look at the city that we are serving in. We're controlling 41.6 billion, but we still have protests all over the city. What does that mean? It means we have councillors that are not committed, as well as we have officials who are deployed, as cadre deployed. We need to have people who be employed, not to be deployed there, because those people will have an interest, and they ended up being part of the internal squabbles of the political party. We are saying as IFP, we need to create jobs for everyone, not jobs for the few. In eThekwini, you will find young people filling forms every day, but they are not getting those jobs. It's because jobs are for the few. And we need to ensure that there is good governance in our city, whereby you cannot have a situation whereby we are talking about Manasa anymore. Credit must go to the IFP. We spoke about Section 36 that was abused. And today we are saying the city has got a clean audit. It's because of us. We were calling the investigation because the Section 32 was abused. And Section 36 is about emergencies, not for giving tenders to your cronies or for nepotism. We wanted to stop that as IFP. All people of eThekwini deserve to get houses, not for the few.
Well, thank you for those opening remarks, lady and gentlemen. Well, you know what they say about numbers. They do not lie, they speak for themselves. We'll take a look at the 2006 and 2011 past municipal elections and see how these parties fared, because it's a direct reflection of their support base in this municipality and how they have been performing. We'll start with the ANC. In 2006, you garnered 57.6%, ma'am. And in 2011, you went slightly up with 3% to 61%. Overall, you have managed to have over 490,000 new voters coming to your party. What are your comments on this? Are you, KwaZulu-Natal, especially eThekwini, you enjoy a huge support base. What are you doing to maintain that?
In fact, in Zulu, we always say, izinja ikonkotha ingqole ihambayo. The ANC has done very well, and we are not the kind of an organization that talk too much. We always do. We make things happen. If people are talking about corruption, our constitution states very clearly that as a leading party, we are the ones that are going to be leading to make sure that we fight corruption. The Manasseh that the opposition is talking about, we are the ones as the ANC that consulted and make sure that Manasseh must happen. And we are the ones that led everything, and we are the ones that have done everything. Manasseh is not for anyone. We as the ANC are the ones that champion Manasseh to be done. And also, on the side of the structures that we have, as the ANC within eThekwini, we are having our MPEC committee where there are cases in place, and also we've dealt with those cases through our MPEC, and things are very good. And also we are having our audit committee that makes sure that we audit everything that is happening within the city. If we are saying we are fighting corruption, it's not just a word of mouth. We really have structures in place to fight corruption. And amongst us, if there's anyone that is doing that, we don't hide. We go all out and say someone is doing this. That is an openness that we're doing as a city.
And speaking of structures within the ANC, Councillor Gumede, you've faced huge criticism on the national level, even provincial level, on your selection of mayoral candidates. How do you convince the electorate that you are a party that has stability as we approach the municipal elections? There has been allegations of factionalism in your party as well. How do you address that?
Allegations are posed by people who don't understand the democratic processes that are taking place within the organization. And the ANC has said it loud and clear to say that the structures of the communities are the ones that are going to be selecting their councillors, and also even the emirate candidate, because I'm coming from the structures. No one has pointed me through the finger. And through the councillors, organizationally, we've selected our councillors, and we've taken our councillors to the local communities for the communities to satisfy themselves and say we've elected our councillors. That's how we've done it. Those who are fighting that are the ones that have been rejected by their own communities, and we cannot do otherwise. Our councillors are quite credible. They are the product of our communities. Myself as the mayor, I'm the product of the community. That's why by the time my name was announced within eThekwini, you did not hear anything. Instead, the very same members of the opposition parties are inviting me to come to their meetings because they are having faith on me, they trust me, they know that the ANC, they've done very well.
So is it your statement today that there is no infighting within the ANC like we've seen in Tshwane? We will not see that permeating in eThekwini municipality?
I just want to talk about eThekwini because I'm a leader of eThekwini, and I just want to say it loud and clear that people of eThekwini are having confidence on me because I can work with everyone.
Councillor Gumede, thank you for that response. We come to the Democratic Alliance, sir. In 2006, your numbers are at 16.6%. You have gained over 200,000 new voters since then. In 2011, your voter percentage came up to 21%. Not looking very good compared to the ANC. Why are you failing to get huge numbers that make sure that you govern this municipality?
Let me tell you something that across the country, in every election, the Democratic Alliance has grown. There is no single election that the Democratic Alliance has contested where we have gone backwards. But that's happened to the ANC. You've seen them lose the city of Cape Town. You've seen them on the verge of losing the city of Johannesburg, which the DA is likely to win very soon. The same is happening in Tshwane. The same is happening in Port Elizabeth. So it's only a matter of time before the ANC loses even at a national government level in 2019. The only party that's actually on the growth path is the Democratic Alliance. So what you're referring to actually is that growth path. And in a matter of time, I can guarantee you that you're going to see by 2019 that the Democratic Alliance is going to be the biggest political party in this country.
Your thoughts on
yes. And the figures don't lie.
Your thoughts on Councillor Gumede saying there is stability within the ANC. We have seen that that is not completely true. We've seen from other provinces. She says she will not speak of other municipalities. But as the Democratic Alliance, are you looking to capitalize on this in any way?
Well, my colleague says that there hasn't been protests. Well, I don't believe that's true. I don't think the people out there believe that's true. Over the last 2 months, we have seen massive protests on the street of eThekwini. Very much in the same light like it's happened in Tshwane. It's happened here in eThekwini as well. The ANC has got, on average, from what we pick up in the IEC, there's about 53 independent candidates that are contesting in this election, the highest ever in eThekwini. Many of those people are independent candidates who left the ANC and dissatisfied with the ANC. Our message to them is that if you want to punish the ANC, don't do it on the field, on the ground. Do it at the ballot box. If you want to show your frustration with the political party that has not supported you, that have not listened to you, that you're unhappy with the quality of delivery, vote for the Democratic Alliance, vote for another political party. That's how you punish the party that you're not satisfied with.
Right. We meet at the ballot box. That's the Democratic Alliance for you. We come to the ACDP. So looking at your numbers, which I'm sure you're well aware of, 2006, 1.6%. These are municipal elections, of course. In 2011, you dropped to 0.4%. How do you find yourself in this place?
I think certainly for the ACDP, there seems to be an anomaly between what voters out there aspire to and what happens when voters actually get to the ballot boxes. We understand that as the ACDP, we have that responsibility. And so we accept the responsibility that we have to communicate our message clearly to the voters on the outside. And the reason why I say it is that a blind survey was undertaken by News 24 and blotting out the names of the political parties, but putting out the policies of the political parties. Over 40% of those particular candidates who partook in that blind survey indicated that they were supporters of the policies of the ACDP. So what that speaks to us is that certainly there's a disjunct between what voters feel within their hearts and what voters go and do at the ballot boxes. And the message is that the ACDP is one of the few political parties post-1994 that has been consistent, that has continued to be a part of the governing process at a national, at a provincial, as well as a local government level. The ACDP is one of those few political parties that has continued to produce in terms of, despite the fact that we have smaller numbers, but if one looks at our work rate and our work ethos, I think that there's no municipality, no provincial or national level where anybody can point fingers at the work ethic of the ACDP.
Are you looking to be into a coalition with any other minority party? Is that something you would consider?
The policy of the ACDP is not necessarily to form coalitions. But what we do look at is
there no strength in numbers, though?
What we do have is, and we have had situations. Let's take the municipality out in Stellenbosch. The ACDP co-governs, and we continue to co-govern. We co-governed also in the Western Cape. And so we are open to co-governing with other, not coalition,
right.
But we're open to co-governing with other.
Thank you for that response. We go to the IFP now. So in 2006, 11.1%, and in 2011, 4.13%. In fact, you have lost over 53,000 voters within the past few elections. Your thoughts on this? As a party, when you reflect on these numbers, where do you think you could have gone wrong, and where do you think you can improve?
It's simple. The informal structure was formed, assisted by the ruling party, and I can tell you today they are sick because that political party failed to register in IEC. And even now, they are busy negotiating with the court to assist them so then they will be registered again. So I'm saying a lot of people went to the NFP, but today that informal structure has been finished. I can tell you, come to the August 4, you will see the results. And in 2011, we were number 5. And now, as of now, we are in number 3 according to the last election of the national government. And I'm saying, when the ANC is going out to the voters, they know that people are desperate. They don't have jobs. People are being threatened that if they don't vote for the ruling party, they are not going to get the jobs. They are not going to get houses. Our people are still living in the informal settlement. So they ended up voting for ANC, even though they don't want to vote for the ANC. The ruling party is buying voters. They are organizing big events. They are taking people with buses, free gift, that is food parcels, and they are being told in those events that if they are not voting for ANC, they are not going to get those food parcels. People will know of a Tegwin that what is happening in the Tegwin, what is happening about their transport, because of us. We are the head, we are the voices of the people, we are the ears of the people.
Right, Councillor Nkosi, I want to go back to the issue that you as the IFP have with the NFP. Your war of words has become quite dangerous, at least to say bloody, you know. As a party, how do you respect the code of conduct with such a speech that we're getting from your party as well as the NFP?
Who made that speech? Can I tell you, my sister, our president called a special meeting yesterday of the National Council to say to us, our members are being attacked. But we as leaders, we have a responsibility to go out there and tell our members not to retaliate, because that will cause violence. If NFP fail to do their job, it's none of our business. But the IFP leader have made sure that he is making sure that there is no violence in our province. And we knew that they are now trying to implement the strategy, the Samson's Bible, whereby when his eyes were removed by the Philippines, he decided to swing and destroy the houses. And we are saying, shame to those who have formed that informal structure, because NFP is no more there. We will see the numbers of the IFP being increasing.
So there's allegations that there's members from the IFP who bought members from the NFP to sabotage them to make sure that they will not be eligible to be part of the elections. Your thoughts on that?
I think we need to say, if it's so, our president is more clever, because it means he went inside their minds and make them to forget to pay for the fee to affiliate in IEC. There's nothing like that. I think the ANC did not assist them, because I don't know who is the husband, who is the wife. They're supposed to assist their wives to pay, because it seems as if they don't have money to pay for IEC. It's not our fault. They need to tell the people what is happening in the NFP. They've got so many problems within the NFP, but they wanted to blame us. Unfortunately, we are not going to entertain them. We are telling people, go and vote for the IFP, which is led by the party, whom the leader is a trusted man, who has not been mentioned in any corruption in this country. Right. The ruling party. Can I tell you the last one? The ruling party have come up with the investigation, NPA, because they thought when they investigate our leader, they will get something. There was nothing that was found in him. He is a trusted man. He is a man that you can trust. Only him who is a statement in this country.
Councillor Gumede, your thoughts on allegations from the IFP that you're buying voters, also the latest developments with the NFP. You have quite a relationship with the NFP. You're in coalition with them in some of the municipalities.
As I said, I just want to talk about eThekwini because I am the representative of eThekwini. You know, if a person from other party can sit here and dance whilst another party is having a problem and say that they were bought to be NFP, that means he was part of that. That's the first one. And number two, they think that because NFP is having a serious problem, maybe they'll get some members from the NFP. People are very happy. They'll choose the party that is progressive. They know which party is progressive. And I want to say to Councillor Nkosi that allegations that he is busy doing is just unfounded, because you cannot know what other parties are doing inside their parties, whereas you can just boldly say that NC has brought members of the IFP to form NFP, and all the democratic processes must be allowed to happen within South Africa. It's their right to form their party. If they felt that they want to form their party, no one can stop them. For us as ANC, we are very much worried. We feel sorry for them because they've been, you know, it's not good for them not to contest the election. Now for a single party to say that they are happy, it is a shame, really.
But would you encourage NFP supporters to vote for the ANC, since they do not have a party of their own to vote for at the moment?
On our side, as the ANC, we don't encourage anyone. What we do work for the poor people. We work with everyone. Then a person decides himself or herself to come to the party. We don't go around and say, please come to our party. It's how we do things that makes them come to us. And
right.
I just want to tell you about the statement that says that people of eThekwini tried to do something by the time I was announced as the mayoral candidate. You know, on our side as the ANC, we did not hear anything about that. And the independent that other parties are talking about, they are being formed by them, thinking that they'll decrease the number of the ANC, of which is not going to happen. I can rest assure you that those who are standing as independent, they'll never win in our branches.
Right, let's come to the Democratic Alliance now. Councillor Hussein, you have a very colourful and interesting candidate list for these coming up elections. You have a lot of black people actually dominating this list, and coming after that is Indians and the rest of the other races. Are you looking at perhaps eradicating the narrative that the Democratic Alliance is just for the elite and the business people in this community, as well as the white imperialists?
Well, let me just tell you that this is the number of candidates that we have on our list is a natural consequence of the application process. We've opened up the application process for candidates more than a year ago, and we've opened it up as widely as possible to the public as well. Because what we want to do is to get the very best people in council who can do the job. And having gone through that process, the large majority of people who applied fit into the demographic that you're referring to. So this is as a natural consequence of people who want to be part of the Democratic Alliance. And we're very proud of that. So this is not something that has been deliberately managed as you might think it might be. That's as a natural consequence of it. The other thing about the DA's candidate nomination process is that it's always very open and very transparent, which is why you haven't seen the protests on the streets from the ANC process as in the DA. We've had a very clean process. There's been a process of appeals. People are satisfied in the manner in which we do these things. It's not just an issue of popularity. It's about whether you're capable of doing the job. Because voters out there expect councillors, the very best councillors, to get the job done, instead of being somebody who is nominated by a small group of people in a branch who don't even have the means and the understanding and the know-how. So in the ANC, for example, it is a means to get a job. In the DA, being a councillor is about serving the people. That's what we look for. And we're satisfied that the quality of the candidates that we're able to put forward in this election is the very best candidates that any other political party can offer.
Right.
And we're very proud of that.
Thank you, sir. I want to come to the ACDP. So obviously your party brings a moral perspective to our society.
Sure.
A lot of questions that we get from the residents across the country when it comes to your party is they're curious to know your stance when it comes to abortion and homosexuality.
I think that the ACDP's policies on abortion, homosexuality, legalization or decriminalization of prostitution, gambling is well known. The ACDP offers no apology for those particular policies that we have on those moral issues, because it defines who we are. You have other political parties whose ideology is either secular or humanistic or liberal. The ACDP very proudly has a biblical worldview, and for that we offer no apology. I don't see anybody asking any of the other political parties to give an account as to why they have a liberal policy, as to why they have a secular humanistic policy. But so the ACDP very clearly is not apologetic when it comes to its biblical worldview that it holds to. But the ACDP is not just a political party that has policies which are based on moral values. The ACDP has policies which the ruling party have actually picked up on. For example, our policy on restorative justice. Restorative justice is a policy of the African Christian Democratic Party. Our Member of Parliament was invited to the United Nations to present a paper on restorative justice, and when he came back, his colleagues from the ruling party said, "We like what the ACDP is saying, can we talk?" And we said, "Sure." Currently, the ruling party has embraced the ACDP's policy of restorative justice.
Right.
The ACDP has many other policies on crime, on education, on finance, which some political pundits say are amongst the best policies of all political parties.
And we'll come back to all those points. Thank you so much for that response. That's all the time we had for the first half of this debate. When we do come back in the second half, we go to the floor where we speak to residents who know best exactly what happens in this municipality, their concerns and complaints. They will be posing them to my panelists. Just a quick reminder to some of you who have just joined us. This is eThekwini Metro Municipality in Durban. Thank you for watching.